Actually have some interesting tournament data for you today, kind of showcasing how Maliss and Ryzeal are handling the OCG meta. Make sure you guys smash the like and crap out of that subscribe button so you guys don't miss out on more awesome content. So this is the AZ Rock Season 14 Top 16 Decks OCG for October 10th. Now, this is kind of interesting because you're going to get the chance to see some very interesting decks in here. Now, your breakdown here, you only have 2 Ryzeal and 2 Maliss decks. Now, it's kind of interesting because maybe cost might be affected by some of this. You know, Ryzeal and Maliss are definitely some very strong decks. Alright, like, they definitely rock the meta very, very hard out here. Tenpai Dragon's kind of in an interesting state right now as well. It's kind of interesting to see how low that deck is actually kind of handling things out here. And then, of course, we also do have 2 Voiceless Voice. You know, Voiceless Voice is still one of those fan favorite decks. Like, no matter how you want to try to spin things out here or look at it, it's still a deck of choice. Alright, we also have 1 Scareclaw. We also have a Chimera. We also have Blue Eyes, White Dragon. We do get to see Memento action out here. Heroes, actually, was a showcase here as well. We also have branded Despia. We had some Dinosaur action, which I am kind of curious to see that. And then we also have Praying Kids Ryu-Ge. I didn't even know that Praying Kids and Ryu-Ge were even an option out here for something to consider merging together. But the fact that that's an option is actually kind of cool. I mean, overall, this is your standard meta at a smaller event. You know, you have the people that are choosing to play Rogue, you have the people that are choosing to play meta. You get the chance to see both sides of the equation out here, trying to come up with the best results, kind of smash through the meta for what you can do. And I love the chance to see these sorts of builds and how these are going to do. Let's pass on over to deck list. So starting things off here, we have our very interesting Maliss list. Only poor shifters being semi-limited. Of course, you know, they do get to play the double gold sarcophagus, which I think is fine. Dominus impulses are going to be your absolute best friend in here. We're side decking all of the mulch armies in the world except for 1 Fuvawars, just so we can cross it out if that interaction does come up, and then allures for the turbo draw action. Yeah, I see absolutely nothing out of the weirdness with this build. And then we have this Yubel pile using the Vices package in here. Now this, I didn't expect this to even do well. So you're able to put the Yubel on the field, you're able to go down Sequence Desiree, and just use generically good cards to try to punish your opponent. I mean, Prisma into a Hero Lives being full combo is actually hilarious, but I haven't seen anybody in the OCG attempting even anything remotely close to this, so this is pretty cool. And then our third place out here, we got some Chimera good stuff. Ah, yes, the Power of Illusion monsters. Do have Book of Eclipses in here for some control options, maximize mulch armies, of course, right? You also do get to see the Dark Barrier statue in here. I think a few people have tried to not mess around with that. I also see we are playing the Skylark down here, the rank 6. Oh, we're getting into some really cheesy stuff down here. I see we're also side decking the Archfiend Harris and the Diablaze as well. Okay, next up here we have Tenpai Dragons. Being forced to do the Mass Dragon play is so awesome to see. But I mean, hey, when your deck gets reduced to numbers and you don't really have much of a choice now, like, what are you supposed to do? I also see we are doing Celine Hida plays on up into the Axis Code Talker, and also being kind of forced to rely on those super poly engines in order to board break your opponent so that you can actually attempt to play the game. Yeah, that's the current state of things. It makes sense. And then we also have Blue Eyes, White Dragon. Ha! We're playing the Pyres map in here. Well, that's kind of cute, actually. Can't really say that I'm all surprised about that, but, you know, I guess I'll take it. We've also got some... The thing is, like, this is the showcase of the other build, but they're still playing Baron down here. I also like the fact we are playing the Dominus trap card in here as well with the Ash. Hey, look, somebody was doing it. People keep telling me that this is bad, but it's working out, all right? Don't stop what works. Ooh, we also have Ryzeal back here. Looks like Ryzeal playing the toy box stuff. What in the world? Okay, so I guess the toy box stuff just gives this deck some extra gas to try to do what it needs to do. We're also playing the little astral package in here with the counter trap as well. Okay, sure. If you can get away with doing all of this stuff, there's also no 7 Tachyons in here. They were choosing to play the Small World package in here instead. That's interesting. Now this is more Ryzeal. I see they've been doing a lot of this shark package stuff in here. I don't think the shark package stuff is all that bad. Let's call it what it is. We're also doing 2 copies of the field spell. I mean, the goal is to get the field spell up and running at the earliest point so that you can just have the negate so your opponent can't actually attempt to play the game. Of course, ogres, Perulias to get more maximum value out of your opponent. And of course, must be nice to be able to red reboot out here when you need it. And then we have more Tenpai Dragons. This build choosing not to play the broken stuff, but I see we are doing Muddy Mud Dragon so that we can cheese on in to the legendary Dark Dragoon out here. Why does Tenpai need a Dark Dragoon? Why in the world are we kind of at this point that looking at this, it's kind of broken actually to think about. All right, well, I mean, we're also playing Dreadnator down there for the Ghost Reaper and Winter Cherries. Okay, sure. Moving on into top 16, I see we have the Praying Kids build down here. You actually get to see what this deck was attempting to do by using the Praying Kids stuff to climb. The Ryu-Ge stuff is the other solid backbone of the deck. Is this innovation, or is this just one of those ideas that you look at and you're like, huh, you know, sure, it does seem really cool. And then, of course, your Mulch Army ratios are kind of interesting to see. 1 in the main, 1 on the side, and then 2 more as you need to side them in. Okay. Our hero build. All right, so we're doing 2 Book of Eclipse, which is fine. For defensive plays, playing 45 cards, still doing the Neos package. Yeah, this essentially looks just like the TCG version of the deck. You know, the way that this deck operates right now, there is not really anything too crazy to really adapt or change. Like, you set up your board and then hope that, you know, your opponent's not going to break it. Also, nice Scythe Sanctum lock down there. Still can't believe the OCG gets to do that. We also have 60 card branded for you here. Holy crap. A little expulsion. So the OCG still does get to do all the little expulsion plays in the world, so you can gimmick puppet lock your opponent. Of course, I do love the alt-arts actually getting the chance to see play in here. Like, they look gorgeous for this deck. We are doing a Fusion Destiny package in here as well. Why in the world are we relying on... You know what? Okay. We have the room, you may as well. We also have dinosaurs back here. Oh, we're playing that exclusive OCG normal dinosaur monster in here. That's amazing to see. TCG's never going to get that, but it is cool to see the specific normal monster action that these builds are able to choose and access. Like, okay. Outside of that, I think you got some cool stuff ahead of you here. I like what we're seeing, but... well, we'll have to wait and see. All right. Ooh, we have, what else we cooking back here? So we are on 1 Saravis, 1 Pendulum Graph. So I see Pendulum Graph is attempting to make a way back into the main deck out here. Just as one of those cards to kind of be there if you need it. 41 is fine for this deck. And I also see that we are using the Dominus Purge trap card in here as well with Ash. Still, it's going to work out. I'm telling you. All right, we also have Memento. Holy crap, this list is super pixelated. We're doing double Fool Wars in the main, the 2 Goblin spell cards, as we should be. I also see that we are getting to play the new Contact Fusion monster down here. Kind of help you out with some of your cool things. We are also playing Azalea. This extra deck has so many cool options. Also, OCG getting to sport off the Borreload Savage Dragon. The things that you can do in Memento that you shouldn't be able to. We also have more Maliss for you. Wow, this Maliss duelist did not have a good time today. This is the build that relies more on the Apollosa side of things. We are using the Dominus cards. 2 Mulch Armies with 2 copies of Shifter. I mean, as long as you hit the eye roll on that, you're good to go, right? Also, Gold Sarcophagus still being up to 2 in the OCG. So you have that extra starter to be able to play the game. Siding the Lancia, siding the Fool Wars down here as well. Yeah, I don't see anything else out of left field for this list. And then our last list here is more action for the power of Saravis and friends. Yeah, double Saravis, 2 Skull Guardians, actually playing the Purges again. I guess this build does need as many hand traps as you can get. I see we're also playing the Ultimate Slayers with the Evil Twin Link monster so that you can also get a little bit more value out of that. I guess people looking at that going, hey, if I'm already going to play this, I may as well just access the extra stuff. Huh. Well, what do you guys think about this breakdown? Please leave a comment down below. Tell me what you guys think, and I'll see your beautiful faces back here later in the day, guys. Patrons, thank you.
Thank you so much for watching. Check out these other videos.